provided last night about this matter, but this is adding further information to what we've already provided. So around 6 p.m. last night, a 10-year-old girl was playing in the playground here at the Kilburn Sports Ground when she was approached by a man who enticed her to go to the toilets here, the public toilets, and he then lured her into the toilets here and sexually assaulted the young girl. At the end of the assault, the girl managed to break free and run away. She's provided, only recently provided information to us that has allowed us to pursue a number of lines of inquiry.
What is that information?
Obviously, the nature of this matter, I can't go into some great detail, but information of the description and those sort of things have led us to follow certain lines of inquiry.
Have you got a description you could give us that's outdated from what was already been given?
Not really. Being a 10-year-old girl, sometimes her perceptions of what she does understand can be difficult sometimes. So the description might not be as detailed as you'd expect from someone, an adult, for example. So the description is pretty much how what we released, which was the grey shorts and the grey shirt, that sort of description. Although, hang on, I think the shorts have changed actually. The shorts have changed from grey shorts to peachy coloured shorts. That's probably the only things that have changed in the description.
So your lines of inquiry, are you hopeful of a breakthrough soon? Is that sort of what you were alluding to?
No. My experience has, even though you might have a good line of inquiry, sometimes you can be disappointed. Often you can be disappointed. So I wouldn't like to preempt what the result of that's going to be. But the good thing is that we do have some lines of inquiry. We do have some evidence that's been obtained from the scene. So we've got all those sorts of lines of inquiry that hopefully will lead us to something positive.
Can you talk about what evidence you found?
No, I can't.
There's some talk that he was with already with two other young children.
Yes. So the information relating to the suspect is that he was allegedly with two young girls, possibly under 5 years old, and they looked very, very similar. One was believed to be dressed in pink, and they were with the person that we believe is responsible.
It's every parent's worst nightmare, what you've just described. What's your advice to people, especially living around here?
Well, I don't think it's specifically living around here. The advice I would give is anywhere you go in a public place, whether it's here or a local swimming centre or anywhere, if you've got young children and they're alone for a considerable time, or you just have to have some vigilance with young children. And so you just, as a parent, you just have to be, or even a guardian, don't have to be a parent, even as a community member, you should always be conscious of other children in the area and make sure that they're safe.
It seems a brazen attack given how many people were here last night.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
I agree. I think that the fact that it was 6 p.m, there was soccer practice going on, there were significant people. The other thing we would be appealing for is the fact that due to the amount of people that were around, I'd feel reasonably confident that people would have seen this person, particularly with two young children, maybe in the playground area and wandering through the back car park. So any parents or people or friends that were here at the soccer club during that time of the soccer practice, so any time between 5 and 7 p.m. last night that were here, they may have dash cam as they've pulled into the car park. They may have been sitting here in the car park and waiting for their children to finish practice. They may have noticed something. We would like them to come forward and contact Crime Stoppers on those numbers that we provide.
Where were the carers of the children, of the child, the victim?
The child was here by herself.
The girl, where did she run to safety and how is she going now?
Well, the child went home, so she lives nearby. And her, it's difficult to tell the long-term impact, but the short-term impact, Our impression is that she's a very articulate girl and strong-minded, and at the moment she appears to be okay, but it's only early stages yet.
Was she treated in hospital?
Yes, she was examined, yes.
We know of at least one other woman here that has said something similar happened to her daughter. That,
Yes, we're aware of that. Yeah.
Is it possible the same man?
It is a possibility, but without looking at it more extensively, which is what we are doing currently. We're looking into. We've already had a crew, our investigators, go speak to her again to get some more details and try and analyse to see if there is some sort of connection to it. Because as you can imagine, we're trying to operate quite quickly. We've got a number of resources dedicated to this to try and follow these leads up very quickly, because time is of essence in these types of crimes.
What's the advice now to parents that bring their children here or anywhere?
The advice is just to be vigilant. Be vigilant about what's around you, who's around, and make sure you know where your children are and what they're doing.
So there is that one other incident, but do you fear there are more victims? Do you think this could be a serial predator, or is it opportunistic or like it?
I can't speculate as to whether there's more victims. There's certainly no evidence at this stage to suggest that there's some sort of pattern developing, but we're still keeping an open mind, which is why we're not only reviewing matters that woman spoke of, we're also reviewing all our files and going back to all our intelligence documents, which might suggest that there's been other similar incidents of similar descriptions and those sort of things. We always do that.
That last incident was said to be a false report. Do you now think that perhaps that wasn't the case?
So
Yeah, it's a different
That's
one.
a different one.
yeah.
Yeah, because the woman here, was that reported to police at the time? She wasn't sure if she had reported it. Do you guys
It
know?
wasn't, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Any advice to this man particularly? You'd obviously like him to come forward.
Yeah, we would obviously like him to come forward. We'd be more than willing to speak to him. So yeah, come forward.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank